King's back.
Grace and peace, saints. God bless you. Grace, mercy, and peace be unto you from God our Father and the Lord Jesus Christ. This is the day the Lord has made.
And start off by hitting that subscribe button. When you do, tap the little bell icon next to it. That way you won't miss anything. And speaking of subscribing,
you shall rejoice and be glad in it. Thank God for all of you precious people of God. Thank God for all of you who have joined me today for this time of impartation. I want you to get everybody. Call everybody you have. Let me tell you something. And I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I told my church on Sunday, I will not allow anyone to take my name and destroy my name. I will not allow anyone to destroy the integrity of God on my life. And the reason why I won't allow the enemy to do that is because there are souls that need to be saved and delivered. I'm going to just explain this for a moment because a friend of mine just called me. And he called me and said to me that on Friday, I made a, excuse my expression, B-I-T-C-H move. I made a B-I-T-C-H. I said, what are you talking about, a B-I-T-C-H move? What do you mean? What do you mean? I didn't understand what he was talking about. You bringing all those brothers to the house? I said, what are you talking about, bringing all those brothers to the house? You know, so at first I was like, wait a minute. Then I understood what was going on. So I'm going to explain to you because you know what? I'm sick of, I have 5 friends and they live in the 5 friend circle and all they do is lie to each other. But I'm talking to the world and I want the world to know the truth. I am angry because I'm sick and tired of being lied on and things being twisted and turned around. So let me tell you the truth of what happened. Of course, when my wife lied on me about domestic violence, and I'm proving it, it's going to be done. When she lied on me, she received a full stay away order from the police, a full stay away order. Now, when she got this full stay away order, I'm gonna tell you what happened, because what she don't know is she was in the court. The judge didn't want to see her. She didn't even come in. The judge heard the charge, and I'm gonna tell you, the charge that he heard was the charge that the police officer gave her for me, because it was the charge that I told him about and he added it. It was not what I was initially arrested for. Watch this, saints, because the devil is a liar. As I stood before the judge and he was telling me, you're going to have a full stay away order, because a nice lady came into the back. She said, I don't know what's going to happen, but the judge is going to take care of so-and-so. I didn't know what they was doing. So I went outside and the judge started talking. And he started saying, you don't do this. And I said, yeah, Judge, I'll stay away. I'm not going nowhere. So-and-so, I ain't going to do none of that. Now, let me tell you something that you need to understand. The charge was read so low, I didn't even hear it. I didn't even know what they were talking about, what they were doing. It was so set up by God for me. Devil, you're a liar. I'm going to expose you. It was so set up by God for me. The prosecutor started reading the charge, and as he read the charge, judge just raised his hand, said, I grant so-and-so. Now, let me explain something to you. When the lie of the enemy started, and I'm going to tell you now, first of all, I did not hit my wife with a Zumba dumbbell. That's number 1. Number 2, at 6 o'clock, about 6:30 in the evening, when it supposedly happened, she called Pastor Crystal Taylor Brown. She called Pastor Crystal Taylor Brown to come and get her. Not the police and whatever happened. She had this lump on her head. And I did see the lump on her head, but I never really associated it with me. And I can't tell you exactly what happened in that room, but I'm gonna tell you when it's over. Well, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell everything, because I don't lie. I ain't got no reason to lie. from 3:30, from about 6:30 something to 7 to 3:30 in the morning, we were at my house and I was talking and fussing, angry at my wife because she had betrayed me and she had an extramarital affair. And I was frustrated, I was angry. And she said, Michael, what can I do to make this better? Crystal sat right there, everybody sat right there. I was mad, I was so mad. I went back and forth in anger. But she said the lie was, I wouldn't let her go. Stop lying. I wouldn't let you go. Crystal took me outside to her car, and you could have left in. You could have called the cops. Bishop, go to your mom's house. Well, I'm going to my mother's house for. This is my house. I ain't got nothing to hide or so and so. Because guess what? I have a right to be mad. I have a right to be angry, especially when I bust you. I have a right. Y'all, listen. Y'all don't know who y'all messing with. My name is Archbishop Michael Lee Turpin. I don't play with the devil. He can't lie on me. So let me tell you right now. She was there until 3:30 in the morning. I looked her in the face. I said to her, before that, I said, the Lord said, give you mercy, give you mercy. I didn't want to know the truth. I didn't want to know. At that point, I didn't know the full, the proof, but I knew. But I didn't want to know. I looked her in the face and said, you did it. You did it. She looked me back in my face. And at that point, she knew she couldn't lie no more. I said, give me my rings. Give me my wedding rings. She took off the wedding rings and gave them to me. And then left with Crystal Taylor Brown at 3:30 in the morning. Now, if I hit my wife or beat my wife or did something like that to my wife, let me explain something to you. She should have called the police. When it happened, if I'm an abuser, you should call the police. You should be afraid. You should, because this man is abusive, and you should know, because hey, listen, that's what I would do if that was the case. Hey, that's a shoulder. But you called Crystal, and Crystal came back, and she was at the house, and she said back and forth, and we talked, and you, I fussed all night. I never even spoke one thing about that hit because I never associated with me. I never associated with me at all. I looked right at you and didn't associate that thing with me. But let me tell you what happened. When they left my house, 3:30 in the morning, my wife, according to Crystal Taylor Brown, my wife wanted to go to a hotel room. Crystal Taylor Brown said, you are going to your mother's house. Uh-oh. You're going to find out later on that Crystal Taylor Brown was in some very strategic places at some very strategic times that worked against me when she knew the full story that worked for me because I told her everything. They drive to Brooklyn. Now, the last time you so-called got in with me, you went to Micah and Alika's house and you stayed there for a week with the kids. You're dirty. You dirty. And you know you dirty. You stayed there for a week. Yeah, you dirty. You did it. Yep, you did it. You sure did. Now watch this. They get to the mother's house. I don't know what happened. I wake up in the morning. I wish I had my Kindle. I don't want to show too much evidence. I've sent a text message out. Oh, hold on. Let me see if I can. Hold on. I'm coming. All right. Now, I sent a text message out at 10 o'clock in the morning when I woke up to Crystal Taylor Brown and to, no, I'm not defending myself, I'm defending the kingdom. The lie will end. And I want this lie to end. I know you guys are having a problem with me being on live, but I've already discussed why that is the reason why I'm doing this. It really has nothing to do with my wife. It has everything to do with the injustice and the lies and the deceit, because it's greater than a moment. I don't care anything about cheating. What you tried to do to not be exposed in your lie, you lied on me and had me committed to a mental institution. You did it. Then, the next week, to cover your behind, you had me arrested. Let me tell you, because you knew it. You know exactly what happened. You went to Brooklyn. I text that morning, 10 something to Crystal Taylor Brown and so and so. And somebody said that I should be worried about my children. She's still the mother of my children. Let me tell you something about the mother of my children. You should mind your business, because the mother of my children has lied to my children and has told other people lies about my children and said that my children witnessed things that they did not witness. And guess what? And listen, y'all don't even want to know the truth. Don't play with me, because I know it all. I know everything. I know exactly what you did and what you told my children, because they said something to me in the car, and guess what? You played it real good, but I didn't say nothing back. I would never in my front of my kids make you look bad. I would never in front of my kids tell my kids anything different. I did not tell them you were this, you were that. I said nothing to you. I said nothing about you, but they surely had some stories about daddy's in therapy, daddy's in so, because daddy's crazy, daddy's in therapy. No, daddy's in, listen, stop it. Anyway, here goes the text. August the 8th. It's the picture. This is the text. To Pastor Crystal and to Pastor Crystal and to my wife. I was trying to call this morning out of courtesy, because I don't want any of my actions in the next couple of hours to appear malicious or full of bitterness and anger. I am this morning at more peace than I have been in 4 years. The baggage and the pain I have, and then there is a break, because this was actually my phone. My phone that was left home. When I left with the police, I had nothing. My evidence bag was empty. My phone was home when I left. My mother went Sunday to the house to get me some clothing, because I had nothing, and to get my phones, my computers, so I can go ahead, because you got a full stay away order. By the way, as soon as you get the full stay away order, you decide to text me and say happy birthday. And then proceed to say all of the foolish lies you said. I'm gonna get to that, I'm gonna get to that. This ain't nothing yet, because I'm gonna tell you, all of y'all supposed to be my friends, y'all know what y'all did. And he should have never called me and told me that I did something. Wait till I get to that. Then, my phone, my telephone was at my house, I thought. Watch this. My mother said, it's not here, it's not here, it's not here. She goes the next day, because I need my phone. My iPhone I got, but not my Google Pixel. When I get my Google Pixel the next day, here's how it worked out. My mother walked in the door, and my son said to my mother, Daddy's phone is right here on the stairs. It's been ringing all day. Now, my mother, I forgot to tell you, and my godmother were at my house. Both of them, not just one. My mother and my godmother looked for my Apple Watch. They looked for they looked. They said, we can't find it. I don't know where anything is. They said, we can't find it. I said, don't worry about it. So and so and so. Now watch this, because the devil is a liar. When she said this to, my son says this to my mother. Watch this, saints. I want you to hear this very carefully. The night before, from about 7 something till about maybe 9 something, I was on the phone with Verizon. Pastor Sabrina Russell was on the phone with me. We were on the phone, and the phone call to Verizon was to do one thing. That was to change my 917 number to my louder with voice. And she did it. So, on Tuesday, when my mother came to the house, Tuesday to pick up other clothes my phone could not have been ringing at all because it was off the night before. And it was not on the steps because they saw. And then there's this. Crystal, I told you that for one reason. She is over there and she may make you believe that there is something wrong with me. That's supposed to be me. I'm supposed to have written this particular text. Of course, I didn't write it, and the text didn't go through. You know why it didn't go through? Because there was no service, but they forgot to erase the draft. So when I got my phone, if the draft was there, it had not went out. That was supposed to be me. I wasn't there. I didn't have no phone. Now, I stayed away all this time. I have not gone back to my house for anything. I have not gone back to my house. I never wanted to go back. I never wanted to step foot in my house again. I asked several times for my mom to go maybe, or somebody to go pick up my stuff. Ultimately, I had to, because my adjutants and my members said, Bishop, you don't have any clothes left. And Bishop, you don't have any clothes left. You got to go to your house. You got to go. I said, oh, okay, well, y'all go. I called the meeting. My godmother was there. My mother was there. James was there. Alma was there. Mother Catherine was there. And I asked them to, what are we doing with reference to going to my house to get my things? You know what happened. Alma says she spoke to my wife and talked to her all week, and you told her no. All week long, Alma said, I wasn't coming. The people were coming to the house for me to pick up my things. My Felix and others, they would take my clothes because, and only the stuff that was in my room. Watch this, lying wonder. You told Alma no. Why should I let him come back in here? Why? Then you lied and said I haven't taken care of my children since September. Ooh, you. Then you lied and said I put you in the dark. You didn't have no heat. You didn't have no so-and-so. You did, I cut the lights off. I told you. I sent the text. I told you. I cut the lights off, and you were supposed to get everything put in your name. Oh, you knew these things because on the 1st of October, my birthday, the night before, the 29th, I sent you a detailed message with every one of my next and last and final moves. And at that point, I, from Facebook Messenger, discontinued our conversation because we're not supposed to have one anyway by law. Now watch this. Here's where the enemy seeks to destroy God's people. And I want you to hear me very carefully. My people said to me, we tried, she doesn't want to do it. No problem. I have one visit, but I must be accompanied by the police. I did not want to return into my gated community where I am the only black man on my block. Been there for 14 years. I did not want to return to my neighborhood after having, in 2 occasions, less than 2 weeks apart, I'd leave out of my house in handcuffs. I've never been in handcuffs in my life. Let me help you to understand why I did not want to step foot in that house again, because I didn't care anymore. What I thought was that the woman that I've been married to for 15 years would have enough respect or courtesy or love to let the people come get my stuff so I don't have to be embarrassed by coming in with the police. Didn't happen. On Wednesday, when I left it alone, on Wednesday when I was at church, watch this. I made it to church to do some work and to pray. It was Wednesday night. It was service. The brothers walked outside and said, Bishop, where your car at? I said, I don't know. My car's outside. No, it's not. My 2014 Range Rover was gone. My hands to God. James, Nakia, Marcus. I was already sick. I was feeling very sick. I wanted to go home, but I didn't go home because I wanted to preach. I wanted to make sure that I was faithful to the Wednesday night because I said I would be there. I was so sick. I was so nauseous. We had done a lot of moving and other stuff like that, but I sat down in the chair. Nakia went to the store to get me some tea, and I'm sitting in the chair. When they all come back, guess what? When they come back, I'm sitting there just as calm as I wanted to be. When James said, the key's right here. When they told me something, I was just as calm. It doesn't matter. I don't care. Now, understand something. My 2014 Range Rover, the loan ended in August 29th. August, my payments. I had some payments that I had to make, but I had no mail, I had no nothing. I had no anything. I had no nothing. All of the things in my life have been destroyed. She's not given me mail since August, whatever have you. So all these things are going on. I don't even know what's going on. Somebody else calls for me the next day. I'm like, I don't even care. I got an Uber and went home. Do you know why I don't care? Because these are things. I'm gonna get my car back. That's not even it. But the enemy is a liar. I made a phone call. Now, to a member of mine with reference to the 2 other vehicles that are at my house, all of which are in my name. One of those vehicles is also registered in the name of Harvest Church International. It's a corporate, and I'm the co-borrower, corporate co-borrower. So it's not my car. Harvest Church International is the owner of the car, not Michael Turpin. I'm just a co-borrower because a corporation cannot buy property or a vehicle by themselves. They have to have someone to co-sign. So my credit co-signs, and I do all of those things. That's the 2013 Cadillac Escalade. Now, the Cadillac ELR was my car. The car, my name, Michael E. Turpin. I bought that car. And I bought that car in such a way that it was prophetic in all of its doing. The Lord told me very many years ago, one of the second prophetic words he gave me was, you're going to have a sports car Cadillac. That they weren't even making them. I got the deal, of course, so this car is sitting there. She's broken off my window was off. Last time I saw the car, it had gorilla glue on it. It had tape all around the window. It was dirty on the inside. And I said, this was, now she's driving both of my cars. The kids want to drive in a truck, because sometimes I take MJ back and forth, and I drive this smaller car to work because it saves on gas. Now I want you to understand something. It's August, September, October, November. I left those cars there. I owned them from day one. I could have technically went anytime and taken everything, but I didn't. Why? Because my family. Anyway. 2 cars, family. I'm not going to hurt my family. I said, I need to return the Cadillac, the Escalade, because that car is in trouble too, because I got no mail, got no nothing. And I had to change accounts around. And I got a call, and I said, wait a minute. So now at this point, it's all about business. I must make sure that the business end of things is together, because the corporation will not suffer because you won't give me my mail. And the reason why I sent my mail to my home was because it was safer. The corporation will not suffer because of that. So I'm like, listen, wait a minute, hold on now. This is in the name of the corporation. This is a corporation vehicle and my vehicle. The other vehicle is personal. You can drive according to the laws called marital property. Marital property is when two persons can, I bought the car, it's in my name, but we share the privilege of driving because we are married. And that's fine with me. I have no problem with that. But she told Alma, who called with reference to me getting the car, I could have the small car. and she would only give it to her. I could have the small car. And wait a minute. What you mean? I can. What do you mean? I can have the small. I own both of those cars. Don't say I can have the small car. And I told the truck, because it belongs to the corporation, because I'm going to leave the car that is considered marital property so that you can use it and get around, but the corporation's vehicle you cannot keep. This is what I said. This is what is going on. Because of the fact that I had no wallet, no information, I haven't received any mail, I haven't received anything at all whatsoever in the last 4 months, I had to, at this point, make the decision to finally go and get my stuff. Because the police told me at least get your wallet. And the reason why they said that was because you don't want to know how much fraudulent stuff was done in my name. I put a police report in already. So at least go back and get your wallet. But I didn't want to go. I didn't want to go there. I didn't want to be bothered with all of those things. I promise you, I was okay. Listen, I bought that house for my wife. I bought that house for my children. I paid my mortgage for 14 years. My wife never paid a bill. You know that, right? Never paid one bill in 14 years. She never paid one bill. You understand that? I paid all the bills in my home. She worked for the last year and didn't put a dime in the house. I still paid all the bills. I paid the bills up to October. When I told her I would, and I wasn't even living there. Don't play with me. I'm a man of integrity. I take care of my business. And you're going to stop lying to people on me and lying, because the lies that you tell are destroying the kingdom. And I'm going to be honest with you. I am a man first. I absolutely positively do not care about an affair. Please. What I care about is this one thing. How can a person you spent all these years with in a marital relationship treat you like you're a common criminal, have you arrested, won't let you get your mail? I can't fathom why, because I've been good to my wife. I don't understand. Anything she asked me for, I would give it to her. So I would wake up in the middle of the night going, I can't believe she would do this to me. Forget it. She's treating me like I'm a criminal. It's okay. I know why you treat me like I'm a criminal, because you're following your boyfriend. I know everything you're doing. Oh, trust me, I know everything you're doing. Somebody, you need to listen. So then guess what, guys? I get there at 3 o'clock. When I get there at 3 o'clock, I call the police, 911, like I'm supposed to. My mother is with me. I call 911. 911 comes, and the officer lets me know that they're not going to stay there all day. That was the first thing. I was told I had as much time as I needed to remove my things. This is what I was told by the lawyers, what I was told by another police, I was told by 911. I was told that they would stay until I got my stuff. I said, okay, well wait a minute. I'll go in first, and I'll start moving things, packing along, because I have some brothers coming. I have a brother coming from Smithtown. He's renting a truck for me, and I have some other brothers coming from Brooklyn, because I have heavy furniture in my basement, a hutch in the desk or whatever heavy. I was going to put into my office at my church. Some stuff that belongs to the church that was still there at the house. I have a lot of electronics, and I have a lot of shirts and stuff like that. So Felix was going to do that for me. He's going to put all that stuff together. And then, I was going to go ahead and the brothers wrap stuff up nice and neat. And then gonna leave. Let me tell you something. I wasn't going to ever go back. 5 people told me in the same week, don't make it easy for nobody else. You bought that stuff. That's your stuff. You should not just leave everything. You should take what's lost, at least your tools or something. I got the best tools. I got the best of everything. And I'm like, okay, well then, since I'm gonna go, I'll get my tools and stuff like that. Then I went out and I bought a box for my tools, because I had all kind of tools. And I don't want nothing. I don't want no bed. I don't want no nothing. All I want to do is make sure that the life that I'm going to live going forward has peace, because I'm never coming back. I'm never going back there again. And that was that. The officer advised me, hear me carefully, the officer advised me to wait until everyone came and then call back. I don't lie. This is what I got. The enemy's gonna stop lying on me. But I'm gonna tell you what the lie is in just a minute. PI called 911 for his one-time visit, reference order to protection docket number so-and-so to above in location. Upon arrival, PI advised that he was awaiting parties for assist him to retrieve his belongings. So party coming from Smithtown, undersigned, explained to PI to recall 911 once party arrives. Order signed also explained to PI the stipulations of his order. PI was not clear on a few aspects. The aspect I wasn't clear on was the aspect of, hear me very carefully, how much time I had. That's what I wasn't clear on. She said, if I get another phone call, I'm going to go, I'm going to leave. So then you have to leave. I said, but this is my one-time visit. How can that be what it is? That just is what it is. Now, the first thing she said to me, the officer, was, people, when they're married, they get angry. Then they start trying to take stuff from their other spouses. You were together, it was your guy's stuff, and now you come back with it. I said, no, everything that I'm going to take, I'll give my wife, I already have. Now, watch now. Y'all got to understand something. I don't care about stuff. I give more stuff away than I keep. Listen, y'all gotta understand something about me. Everything I need, God has already supplied. You think I care about? I have not been back to that home since August. The lies. Watch the lies. And this is what happened, because I don't lie. My friend just called me and told me we brought 5 brothers from the church to the house, and my wife, well, I guess she must have been threatened or something. First of all, she started, first of all, 3 police officers was there. 3. The brothers that came because the furniture is heavy. They were told not to speak to my wife. Nothing at all about me coming to my home at that moment had anything to do with anything negative. I was simply getting what was mine with the help of the people that I had. Can you believe I literally at that point, when we walked in the home, and after the police officer told me I had no time at all, it got ugly, y'all. And I'm gonna fight this legally, and I'm gonna advocate for, especially for men, because I don't think a lot of people understand that the law is not clear. This particular document that I got is about domestic violence. No document is about what the person who actually has had a charge placed against them. That person is just guilty, because they can say you did something, and then you got to prove that you didn't do it. And oh boy, every time I go to the court, those men cry out. They cry out for they're innocent, and I sit there not ever having experienced anything like this before. And I'm telling you, the Lord spoke to me. The last time I was there, I jumped up in the middle of that place. I told every man there, it's because men don't stick together. The cops keep the men afraid they're going to arrest you. You could be arrested. You could be arrested. You could be arrested. That fear of being arrested, so men tower away. Those women call them back, kiss them in the mouth, call them back, have sex with them. As soon as they get mad, they send them away. And as soon as 1 or 2 of those things happen, it is. I'm writing a book, y'all. I don't care what, you ain't got to watch me. I'm writing a book. I'm doing this on purpose. I'm doing this because I'm sick. I told my church I was going to do it. I'm tired of the devil. I didn't come on Facebook Live for the longest time because of my friend Alika. I didn't mention this thing because, anyway, only for her. And they lied. Them lying Negroes lied and made it. I said, oh God, but I love her. I love her with all my heart. Oh, you devils. So somebody told me, my wife called Alika on the phone. She's on the phone with Alika. I heard she was on the phone with Pastor Todd. Who you on the phone now? The cops are there. Why you on the phone talking to people? And he yelling. She tells the cops, he's a preacher. He's very good with his words. Very good with his words. What are you talking about? Very good with his words. I didn't understand what was going on. So he just wants the car. Oh, watch this. When I showed up, the car, the Escalade, the plates were off. The Escalade, and it was in the garage. The plates were off. Saints. I looked at the registration. It said 319. Why are the plates off? The police officer said she ran the plate number. And the car came back with no insurance. No. She said, my wife said the car didn't have any insurance, so she took the plate off. The police officer repeated what she said. I said to the police officer, that's impossible, because the car on the other side, the smaller car, and the truck that's sitting outside on the corner was my mom's truck, is all under the same insurance policy. And if there is a lapse in insurance when you ran that car and that car, they all would have been lapsed. That is not the truth. How come this car is the only one that is, quote unquote, lapsed in insurance? Now, I asked the officer, I said to the officer, do you have a receipt that she turned the plates in? Now, mind you, I haven't received any mail. I don't know exactly what's going on. None of that stuff like that. So the officer's like, that car's not going nowhere tonight. Do you have a title that says that car belongs to so and so and so and so? You know what? There's no place. I said, I'll bring AAA because I kept telling you I'm trying to take care of the business. I do have a title. Everything is there. I don't lie, but see the enemy himself. I became upset not because of the fact that my things were being hindered. I became upset because there's a system that works against men. There's a system that works against order. There's a system that works against justice. A man pays his bills for 14 years, is immediately one day kicked out of his house. He's treated like an enemy, and then the things that belong to him, he can't even have a conversation with the police. Oh, that was my problem. I was trying to have a conversation for humanity's sake. I was trying to ask the police officers in their humanity to understand. But remember, what I found out and I learned right then and there, all those police officers do is they quote unquote carry out the law. But here's the problem. There is no law that pertains to this. It's interpreted by each particular police officer. Therefore, because there is no law that governs, there's no law that governs how much time you can have. There's no law that governs how much you can take. The paper said essentials. What are essentials? Right? Your essentials. Now, if you're effectively homeless and you have one pair of shoes, and you get an opportunity to go into your home, you're going to try to get the things that you need, not just to survive, but because you don't know how long you're going to be gone. These things don't go away. They go in, they say what they say. You got to wait months sometimes to see the judge. I said, wait a minute. No, the policy wasn't expired. I'm going to get there in a minute. The policy was, just hold on. The policy wasn't expired. Okay, you got to listen. I said, you can't do all of that stuff. No. It's the enemy's job to bring to us, every last one of us, such destruction, such pain. And I'm going to tell you right now, I am fighting for that reason. I'm going to stand up for Jesus. I'm going to stand up for what is right. I'm going to stand up for what is right. I am an innocent man. I have been removed from my home. Everything I'm saying is the truth. Now I am in my house. I got Miss Turpin. You got a second. You ready to go? I'm in my closet. I start sewing my clothes out of my closet. I'm gonna do treat me like a bum. I asked my brothers. I started sewing. Just get what you can get quick. I could not believe it. I started sewing my clothes and my shoes in the closet. I said, you want to treat me like a bum? Treat me like a bum. I said, you want to treat me like a bum? Treat me like one. I said to police officers, I said, I want you to understand something, that after a man has been in a place for 14 years and he is to then come in and in 1 second try to find his life that he may never ever receive again, and in your humanity you can't hear me for 1 second and at least have enough humanity to understand that this is a very emotional moment and that I need just a little bit of time to think this thing, because 15 years and 2 seconds. Oh, the officer said to me, the sergeant said to me, I understand, but so-and-so. I finished throwing my clothes and I was angry. I stood by a certain portion of my home and I was getting ready to go because they told me I had to leave. And I said, this is an injustice. And you know I speak up. The police woman came up and says, your wife said the brothers can still get your things, but you have to go. So then the police were going to leave with me. And then, quote unquote, because she knew everybody there, they were going to get the things. That's what the police said, your wife said. She said, so you went out. It's a good deal for you. So come on, Mr. Turpin. Don't worry about it. Just go. I go and Pastor Mike is with me. I go and I get in my car. And I am totally distraught over how the system just destroys people's lives. A lie can be told, and a man can be turned upside down. The persons you believe will show you compassion and care won't show you enough compassion and care to allow you to have enough dignity to not be embarrassed by the law. Yet, you know, without a shadow of a doubt, that I have been a man of integrity to you. You have wanted for nothing. And you know it. You have never paid a bill. Every one of your wants or desires or needs, I met. And I couldn't get the courtesy of not, oh yeah, it's all right. Then I was upset at the system because the system is not clear. The system does not give understanding to men. I'm telling you that I'm going to advocate against these laws. There needs to be amendments. It's too easy. The next time a woman or a man calls the police department about domestic violence, both persons need to go. One person needs to go to the hospital and one person needs to go to the police station. And then those persons need to come back together, and there needs to be a mediator to listen to the conversation and decide some things before it's brought to a judge and orders in place. Financial things should be discussed. Who's the primary person who takes care of the finances in the house? Who's the primary person who does this for the family? So and so. Because that's very important. Because at that point, if the woman cannot afford to maintain the house, there is no order in place for the man to pay the bills. The woman who says she has been abused by her husband should go to a domestic violence shelter. That should be the recourse, because the man he will pay the bills and you can't, and you're afraid of him. So now you go to a, if that was the case, there would be half of these calls wouldn't be done, because you would realize that you would have to go along with the process too. Most they wouldn't even be calling for this foolishness if it was more of a penalty for lying, or more of a system of scrutinizing the whole situation before it's able to happen. I pulled off. I'm gonna let y'all go, and I got a phone call. No, I arrived at my mother's house. Listen to this. My brothers told me, because I left first, Micah showed up. I said, what? Micah showed up at my house. Now, the police told my brothers they had some more time to get this done. My wife agreed to it. Then all of a sudden, she says, I need some mental space. So they have to leave. As they have to leave, he's coming up, and what y'all doing here? Here's my problem. Y'all lying Negroes tried to make it seem like I brought those brothers to my house, outnumbered my wife. I brought those brothers to my house with the intent of intimidating my wife and just taking whatever I want. So the lie and the reason why y'all so-called friend came over was because he came to be with First Lady. Y'all all are fools. He's been there several times in front of my kids, my house. You better be glad I wasn't there. It's a lie of the enemy. And that's why the lie goes out. So now I get a phone call. My friend said, you made a bitch move, bringing all those people to the house. I said, what are you talking about? I had no clue what he was talking about until I realized that the story that those Negroes concocted to cover their sin was that my wife was so-called, why are you on the phone? You're talking to Pastor Ty. I ain't bothering you. I can't even talk to you. I can't even speak to you. I'm nowhere near you. I even asked the police officer, where's my mail? I didn't even get my mail. Yet, I know he's been there before because I've gotten phone calls. So you call Alika, and you call Alika because why you call Alika? To talk about me. So she won't believe that her husband is there in any other role but a protective one because you're by yourself. In front of my children. My children. There are some things that you need to understand about me. I know everything that goes on. I know everything that happens. I know everything that goes on at my home. I know who's been in there, who's not. You can go to the police and lie to protect the fact that you had sex with your friend's husband. You can go to the psychiatrist, lie on your husband, and say he is crazy so that you can, watch this, have him committed. After you have him committed like you wanted to, what was supposed to be the resolution? But you're supposed to be the one who won? No, you lied. And after you lied about that, you know why you lied, because that Saturday, I busted you. And you lied. Where did you go? You went to Alika and Micah's house. Now watch. The enemy will not take my name again. My friend called me and cussed me out. It broke my heart. These were my friends. I lost all my friends in one day. I lost all my friends in one day. I lost my family in one day. So you know what? All you people who are online talk about I need to stop. You want to know why it bothers me when people say that? Because there are 294 people watching me. This is my therapy. When I don't talk, it wells up in my soul. Why you want to talk to Facebook Live? Because my friends are lying. And the lie is so strong, the only way I'm going to have any opportunity to tell my side of the story without all of the lies is to do it like this. Let me help you understand something. When you live your whole life for God, you just expect God's people to be God's people. And they are not. You're blown away. What happened to me on Thanksgiving? On Thanksgiving, I didn't know where my kids were. Thanksgiving. I missed my first Thanksgiving with my family. Last year, because I have it at my house, your family came. We cooked together. I always pay for food. I always take care of everything. I think Dad bought some chicken last time. We had a good time. Yes, in my house. I was sick too. I always welcome every Thanksgiving. I welcome your family. You welcome mine. My home has been a place where everybody has come welcome to enjoy and to have a wonderful time. What about Christmas? What about the emotions of having everything ripped from you? And you know you're being lied. How do you sleep? Where are my children? I haven't taken care of my children since August. You're a liar. out of my account. The bank says it all. I gave you money. I sent money in your account. On the 29th of September, when you came to let me see the kids for 2 or 3 seconds, Crystal Brown was standing in front of me when I actually, did you need any money? I said, I'm so used to taking care of you. I just was going, I don't need nothing. That's what you said. That was 10-1. 10-26. You came to court for the first time. You came to court, from what I understood, I was sick. You had a bunch of people with you. My Kindle the night before has 2 books on it that I didn't order. One is called The Conviction. One is called Hunt the Lion. I laughed. I was sick. My lawyer said, yes, a whole bunch of people. I said, wow. You knew, I told you on the 11-1, I was going to give you child support. You knew that was coming. You know, because I had told you all of it was, I was going to send, you knew that. The Lord said to me, while she's all emboldened with all of these people, she went to child support court. Me? Al Frierson shows up on the day we're there. Why are we here? He wants to have a conversation. Why are we here? We couldn't have I keep trying to tell y'all, she don't want to talk to me. None of them want to talk to me. I open up the open forum to stand before my wife, Crystal Taylor Brown, Alika Thompson, Micah Young, Al Frierson, whoever. Let's go to Pilgrim Renaissance. Let's invite the whole world and let's stand in front and let's talk. Let's talk. Let's see if there is truth. Y'all won't even speak to me because you know I'm holy. You know my mouth is full of truth. You know my mouth is full of truth. You can't hear my mouth. I know why you don't call me no more. Crystal, you lucky. God didn't release me yet. I'm going to say this. I don't care what you think about me. I don't need your door. I don't need your friendship. I don't need your approval. For the last 4 years, I've fought through the most horrific situations anyone could possibly imagine, and I had to learn how to fight them by myself. My truth had to be my truth. And when my truth was facing lies, I had to hold on to it. When you lied to my doctor, I had to hold on to it. Mrs. Turpin, what medical professional has said I'm crazy? Mrs. Turpin, what medical professional has said I have mental illness? When you text me on the 5th of August, when you knew I couldn't text you back, happy birthday, I'm sorry. But that's when I knew what the lie was. You accusing me of doing this after I played and believed God for my marriage. You want to accuse me of this? And then you said to me, you want to accuse me and you're not going to take away from me and my kids what belongs to us. Because I gave the rings and you left the week before you weren't in the house because I cut the kilo off. Then you said, I did my research. I did my research. And you are, get help. I did everything you asked me to do. Everything. I thought, at the end, because I was alone. You've been trying to get your husband back. When I was finally getting there, you were gone. You have been gone for a year. I know that. But you know the Lord already told me 2 years ago that you were gone. But how you're doing this is dirty. And it's not going to stand. Tell your friend what you did. If you're in love, get married. Marry the man. Come out. Stand up and say, hey, I'm in love, I'm sorry, we fell in love with each other, and we're going to get married. And then he'll move in and raise the kids. I mean, just tell the truth. Just stop lying on me. Just stop lying on my name. Just stop coming. You got my members, you're still speaking to members at my church and you're still lying. You're still doing it. You got to stop that. Because when I was in the court, when I told you I had 16 devices in my name at AT&T, you told Al, you said, see, he's crazy. What are these 16 devices for? You know exactly what I was talking about. All of those contracts that you opened up in my name, that yes, you had authorization. You don't think I called AT&T, the hotspot, all the phone numbers, all the stuff you did? Come on now. And it wasn't just there. I have everything I say. I have proof. I have proof that everything you did. And then all these different numbers you're calling me from. You think I don't know what's going on? Micah, you think I don't know what System Web View is? You think I don't know System Web View with the license from 2014? You think I don't know that you're watching everything that I do on my phones? You think I don't know? You think I don't know Chrome URLs? You think I don't know? You think I don't know that you guys have been listening to my conversations and thinking you know everything? You thought I didn't know? I know everything you've been doing. Y'all wait, come to court. I want, in the end, my friend who told me, please stay away from us, to apologize to me. Because I did my best to protect her. And they lied to her. And she believed it. My wife seduced my friends into thinking something was wrong with me. Crystal, you know nothing was wrong with me. You were the closest person to me. You've watched me suffer. You watched me suffer by myself. You watched my wife leave me alone. You knew. And every time we had a meeting, every time we did something again, you never opened up your mouth. You knew. My wife could tell you, your friends say you're crazy. They just don't say it to your face. What are you saying? Crazy? I got up in that pulpit and preached the gospel Sunday after Sunday, sick as a dog, full of nausea, full of sickness. I have Lyme's disease. I have Lyme's disease, second phase. That's what I have. I was sick. Every symptom, from short-term memory loss to neck pain to nervous system pain. I suffered. Thank God I found out what it was. Some people suffer for longer. I found out because I put the video online that y'all called me crazy on. Thank you for calling me crazy. Nobody's called me back since then. I want you to know that. And what I think, and I'll get on that one later, because that right there is the number one reason why our churches will never have people who will be honest, because we don't know how to deal with people with mental illness. I'm going to tell you something, then I'm going to let y'all go. I'm going to tell you something that you don't know. I've had the opportunity in these last couple of months to meet people I would have never met before. I want you to know something. I sat next to people in jail. I sat next to people who have schizophrenia. I sat next to people who are suicidal. I talked to them. We had conversations. I learned. You know I'm writing a book. You know what happened. You know I told you I'm going to be the voice for the voiceless. For 4 years, I fought. Micah, you know what you did to my computers and stuff. I know, don't worry. It doesn't matter to me. Let me tell y'all this much. I know everything. Everything. You lied to Al Frierson right in court when I showed you that document. You think y'all can use different telephone numbers. You can use different you can use different email addresses. You can use, what you don't know is I'm smart. I let you do it. I already told the police. I let you do it. Let you continue to do it. What you gonna think gonna happen next? Crazy? Facebook, because I put up a post and showed the charcoal wrap on my head, said he's seeing things. what y'all don't know was that was the greatest breakthrough of my life, because the Lyme disease, my head and all of my body would have these things, and then this particular thing actually revealed it. And I was happy. I didn't know what you guys were fussing about. My friend Tamika told me the next day, Hooper, you still ain't called me back. I said, oh, I'll just post pictures without the charcoal. I didn't know. I posted the pictures without the charcoal. I ain't heard from nobody. My wife decided, when Facebook is calling me crazy, that's when she decided to speak up. She called the police department to try to get me committed again. The same lie you called. Oh yeah, everything is documented. You knew. They chased me down and found me in Mawa. Thanks, Jonathan Shaw. They found me in Mawa by myself, minding my business. And guess what? You tried, but it didn't work. But the record is, you keep on pushing the same buttons, and those buttons don't work. You want Alika and Crystal Neighbor to think I'm crazy so that my accusation or my truth won't be believed. I keep trying to tell y'all, I got proof. I'm done. I have a ministry to do. Church people, I love y'all. But I'm a little bit annoyed with church people, because first of all, a lot of you are outspoken for no reason at all. A lot of you think you know what you don't know. You don't really have a lot of compassion in your heart. And as far as I'm concerned, you don't really represent Jesus at all. Why do you think I'm doing this? Because Jesus Christ is Lord. One of my wife's cousins said to me, this is why I don't go to church, because of dudes like you. I said, no, this is why I posted it. Because everybody that preaches the gospel is not unclean. Everybody that preaches the gospel is not dirty. Everybody, there is holiness. Male preachers, female preachers, if this was a scandal in which I was caught in fornication, you would all have a field day. How come you can't stand when I'm saying I am innocent and I am being accused? Why can't you come and stand and say, Bishop Turpin, hey, we're going to stand for the exposure of... Anyway, I didn't ask nobody to do whatever, but I don't need your... The people keep saying, my heart is broken. I want you to understand something. My heart is not broken. I am flabbergasted. According to my psychologist in therapy, my brain can't process or understand why my wife behaves this way, because from growing up a certain way, you have certain experiences that happen, and whenever those experiences happen in your life, your mind actually stays at that age. So honestly, you think I'm heartbroken? I can't figure it out. It still makes no sense to me. I'm not heartbroken. I want you to be happy. You can have whoever you want. That doesn't matter to me. But why you gotta allow me? Why you gotta try to take from me? I gave you everything. They're trying to tell you to keep the house. I know you. Every time you do something, you gotta have support, because you don't know what you're doing. These people are leading you. You know who's leading you? The criminal is leading you. You don't know. And the criminal is leading you into criminal behavior. My wife has lied so much. I've never in my life seen her lie this much. Do you know what I prayed last week? I said, God, I want you to do one thing for me, because I love my wife. Agape, godly love. I said, Lord, just give her back her right mind, because this is not her. Just give her back her right mind. When I prayed that prayer, I promise you, the spirit of grief broke off of me. And I started thinking about ministry. I'm done. Y'all don't understand. I just want, in my prayer time, for her to have her mind. As far as everything else, I'm sorry that she's my wife. I'm sorry that she's my wife and that my mission just happens to be this and that she's the one that it falls on. I'm sorry that my mission is to fight for people. I'm sorry that the enemy himself has no understanding of how people are wounded and hurting, and they have no one to speak for them. I know what God called me to do. Called me to be a voice for the voiceless, to help, to minister. But it don't look like church, because we do church every week to our same members who preach. You know how to do that well. Have you ever sat behind bars and ministered to somebody? I did. Right? I sat behind bars and ministered. Everywhere I went, Jesus. I never hit it. Everywhere I went. Wait till you read the book. Wait till you see what happened to the cop. I prophesied to the cop because my fingerprints weren't going. He said, I told you I'm innocent. I said, I told you I'm innocent. He said, I don't know. I said, I told you. I said, I told you I'm innocent. Watch this. I said, I told you I'm innocent. I said, you know Pilate? You know Pilate's wife? You know Jesus and Pilate? My fingerprints were not working. I said, oh, you had a rough childhood. Who was the young lady who committed suicide? Come on now. Yes. I said, you don't remember me for the rest of your life? Yeah, I know. We had come on now. I had a wonderful time. I'm not afraid of jail. I had a wonderful time talking to those people. I got a chance to meet people that I would never meet. Oh, in Brunswick Hospital. The people that you call crazy knew my name the first day. Everybody knew they ever called my name. Y'all church people don't even know each other's name. Y'all go to church with each other weekly. Those people knew my name. Do you know when I left? First of all, they thought I was a part of the staff. When I left, the same woman who I called my new mother called up Crystal and said, Michael, they didn't give me my food. Would you believe that? Because that's how much impact I had with those people. They called me an angel. You came from God. Yeah, I was an angel. And let me tell you this last thing and I'm hanging up. When I went and laid down in the room, the worst anxiety would hit me. And then I stood up and I went back outside and I started talking to people. And when I started talking to people and ministering, the anxiety left. I noticed the pattern. I said, okay, when I don't open my mouth, sickness takes me over. I couldn't sleep Friday night, Saturday, because there was so much. The Spirit of God was so strong on me about the injustice that was going on, and my mission was so strong upon me. I tried to lay down because, you're supposed to go to sleep. I laid down, I got so sick. So I shot my jaw and I started moving. First of all, my member who does Lyme disease says sometimes you need to sit laying back like this because laying down does make you sick. But no, what was going on with me was every time I got up and I worked or I opened up my mouth or I prayed or I did something that gave God glory, everything would leave. Let me tell you something. If I was mentally ill, I would own it. I would be the first one to tell you. If I had any, I would be the first one. I would tell you. Why are you talking so much? This is therapy. Therapy. You understand that? When I look at people who are suffering and wounded, damaged, and that we have no way of reaching them, we don't even have a concept as to how to touch people beyond what we do in church. We teach them our culture. We bring them into our churches and they learn culture and they learn how to do what we do. But many of them never learn God, never learn to be saved because most Christians I know don't live by the word, or else you wouldn't do what you do. And I don't want to spend the rest of my days confined to an expectation that's been placed upon me because of my Pentecostal uproot. No. I know what God called me to. I know the platform I'm going to. That's why I had to go the way I did. Some of you would have lost your mind if Facebook said you was crazy. It didn't affect me one bit. 4 years of going through. I wasn't affected. I had no, let me tell you something. Some of you can't handle no criticism. You can't handle nobody disagree. What? And then when I corrected everybody and corrected it, nobody said nothing. But guess what? Nobody said nothing because people love to talk and don't know what they're talking about. He need help. Go get him. He need help. Y'all crazy. I was asleep. Let me tell you something. Crazy? I told you I'm smarter than you. I'm messing with you. Saints, I'm going. I feel much better now. But after I got off the phone with my friend just now, my former friend, said those things to me. I knew the lies that were said against the brothers of my church who loved their first lady. Do you know how divided? We had a meeting and I was asking them to go for me. Do you know how divided my people are emotionally? That I asked to go to my house. Do you know what that feels like to them? To go into my house and move their bishop out while they see their first lady. You don't think? Yes, it's emotional. They're not choosing sides. They're not choosing sides. I'm the bishop. I can't get help. I'm supposed to lift the table myself. Come on. They didn't come to judge. They love you first. They love my family. They couldn't even speak to my kids, they were told. Come on now. You calling people like I came there to do something to you. I couldn't even speak to you. And then you lied when the Negro showed up. You know he was coming. He didn't come to protect you. He came there. Y'all know, come on now. You think I don't know what happens when Uber goes through and calls me? Why is Uber calling me at night? Somebody call for Uber. Uber? Yeah, because you know what? I have access to, because of course, the gatehouse. I know everybody who comes in to my community, who goes to my house. Stop playing with me. Your tricks and your schemes, I don't bother you. Your tricks and your schemes don't move me. But in front of my children and in front of my members and in front of the police, you walked up. That's all I gotta say. And he did not walk up to protect. Can y'all really believe that the dude I'm accusing of sleeping with my wife came to protect? Now come on, now y'all know, just use your common sense for a minute. How could on any day of the week that ever work? Come on now. Nobody in their right mind would even ask that person to come. Listen, man, how long you stayed in front of my kids? You put my kids to sleep before you have conversations? Because guess what? Right now, I looked at my son, I looked at my daughter. And I'm going to tell you something. I'm going to let you go. My heart is divided. I can't even feel my children like I used to because I'm afraid if I feel them and I love on them the way I always have, that they'll never see me any differently than the lies you told. And the only way I could get them to see their father for who he is to tell the truth about you. And I would never tell my children anything good. But you know what you said. You know what you said to those kids. You know how you lie. Your family told me. People told me. You said my daughter saw me hit you. That's it. I got forensic evidence too. You put my kids in counseling. You didn't go. This is the story. Why my kids in counseling? My son told me this story. Yeah. Stop it. Stop it. Bishop, this is my ministry. I want to do a talk show. I want to do a blog, a lot of writing. I want to speak to a different sort of audience. And I'm going to do so. I've just been trying to I got to get all this other stuff together in my life because everything is out of order. I haven't gotten my mail. I didn't know anything. Once I finished that, I want to do an internet radio show. I want to kind of discuss some of the issues that people are dealing with, that honestly and truthfully speaking, that the church can't answer through religion, but we can only answer through life's challenges or life's issues, and those issues and challenges have given us the wisdom to deal with people who are coming from walks of life that honestly and truthfully, if we gave them religion, would run back, because the religion would literally drive them crazy. They need answers, not speaking tongues. I love you. Now, tell everybody what I said. You know where I am. You know. Come on. That's all I gotta say. I don't lie. I'm not a liar. I don't lie. One of my members' son, she had a conversation with him because you know when things happen, you gotta talk to him. She called her son. He's a grown man now. He said to his mother, I'm not going to choose sides, but I'm going to say this much. Bishop don't lie. And everything he ever told me came to pass. This is for somebody who don't go to church. I don't do all that church stuff right now. But that man tells the truth. That same young lady who the daughter was, had a situation and was in prison sent a message through her dad a year or two ago. Said the Lord said the devil's trying to stop Bishop's voice. The devil's trying to stop his voice. The devil don't want him to be heard. This girl is way across town in Texas in the gym that God's talking about. My book is amazing. You know, I was told by my publicist, this is a Lifetime movie. You haven't heard it all. I thank you for listening. I thank you for giving me an opportunity to talk and to share my heart. With all that truth in my head and nowhere to take it, while all those lies crowd my soul, if I don't speak truth to somebody, depression will overtake me. The enemy will collapse the will of God concerning me. He will do his best to make me silent forever. I'm not going to shut up. Thank you. I'm not tired. I'm not sleepy at all. I can tell you when I lay down, I get sick. I rest all the time. But a businessman's mind don't rest. You think I'm just thinking about church? Man, you know how much stuff is on my mind? I got like 6 businesses I want to do. I'm a thinker, and I think all day, all night. I think about the books I'm going to write. Listen, anyway, I love y'all. Have a wonderful evening. Word of God. And thank you for listening to me. And I'm trying to get back to the prayer, to prophetic intercession, my main ministry on Facebook. But it's like every day I try to get back, something happens. So, but I couldn't miss this one. I was doing something else. And I said, no, and they didn't allow me no more. I told it to my church on Sunday, don't come after my name. Now, I want you to go to everybody and tell them, fix this one. How you gonna pull this one out? I don't know how you gonna do it. Because the DMV don't lie. DMV don't lie. DMV don't lie. Yes, I'm talking about the DMV did not catch up to the insurance that came in the mail. The insurance that came in the mail to you, the DMV didn't catch up. How do I know? Because the DMV said your car was in jeopardy of losing its registration for lack of insurance. 12/23/18. 12/23/18. 12/23/18. there was no jeopardy. If you didn't have to, you didn't turn those plates in. And if you did, why didn't you tell me? So that I could do what? Take the car and give it to her. I don't want the car. Cars. I told you I was giving you. Love you.
Showtime! King's back! Ah!
Yeah.